But anyway, I was gonna come over and do some planting and kind of show you my process of planting up my towers. Here's another geranium I have. I gotta cut this one back. It's kind of crazy from being in the greenhouse, but it's pretty. I like geraniums because they just provide that color all summer long. And there's something about potted plants on your patio. It's so just quaint, you know, cottagey feeling, which I really love. But so let me set the tripod down and I will start planting one of these up. Should be able to hear me. So basically what I do, and I have 4 of these towers, is I just take the rocks out. And again, the rocks are to keep the mulch down from the winds, and then also we have the curved bill thrasher birds that they're bug eaters, and they like to come in and they like to dig under mulch because usually those little roly-poly bugs, and they'll just make a mess. They'll toss out all your mulch and your soil. So I've learned to put like little river rocks down, and that kind of deters them. And it keeps the, like I said, the wind from blowing the mulch and the soil and stuff away. So these are all old roots from last year. These were from the vincas last year. I'm pulling those out. We don't need those anymore. And then any mulch I have, I will set aside as well. And usually I have a bucket, but we'll use the wheelbarrow today, so I don't have to go chasing a bucket down. And it's a nice evening here in Rio Rancho. We're in the 80s now, and there's a nice breeze tonight. I love living in New Mexico. I've lived in Florida before, originally from Maine. So, you know, summer in those areas, you can have that humidity, and it just doesn't cool off in the evenings. But out here in the desert Southwest, it's you know, once that sun goes down, that dry air, it cools right off. So it's nice to be outside and enjoy some gardening and some fresh air and things like that. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to loosen up the soil. And I've been wetting this soil for the past couple of weeks now because I knew it would be dry because I haven't watered it all winter because there's nothing in there. It's been, you know, dead flowers. But I started to water it because I knew I'd be planting soon. So let me grab my fertilizer, and I use the Espoma organic fertilizer. So this is like pretty much dried chicken poop, and it stinks, but it grows. The plants love it, slow release. And that's why my garden looks good, because that's what I use in the spring too, is I put some of that in there, and I'm going to try to stand downwind so I don't get it in my face. So it's just like little granules. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work this in the soil. Ooh, that smells good. The smell of success. The smell of success. So we're going to work that fertilizer in the soil, and that is going to feed my plants for basically the whole season. I will also give these guys a little shot of liquid fertilizer. Usually I do that every couple weeks, so that that also helps with the blooming as well. So what I do is I put 4, one in each corner. So there's 4, and like I said, by the time August comes, you won't even see the rocks or anything. It'll all be filled in. So, and we're using red this year. Next year, I want to grow my own. Like I said, my greenhouse got built late last October. My husband and I put it together, and then like 2 weeks later we had snow. So everything just got shoved in the greenhouse. We didn't have time to make tables, and so I wasn't able to really start too many seeds this year. But I'm going to grow tables. I'm going to build tables so I can grow some seeds throughout the late winter, early spring, and hopefully have my own Vincas next year, so I don't have to buy them. But I like buying them when they're this size because it's like instant color. You know, you don't have to wait, and Vincas kind of take some time to get to be about this size, so it's nice just to pop them in and then you're done. And there we go. And some people, they kind of rough up the root balls a little bit. These aren't too bad. They're not too root bound, so I'm not going to fuss with them too much. I don't want to hurt their roots. Just one in each corner. And then what I do is the winds, this is the south behind me, and the wind it blows pretty hard during the day. It's kind of breezy tonight too. So I have, each year I put one of my, I don't know if it's a hexagon shaped brick or what, I'm not sure what it's called. We used it for our fire pit, to build the fire pit. And I'll put one of those bricks right here. It's about this tall, and that's just enough windbreak so that the Vincas don't take a beating, you know, because they are babies, and these little plants, when you first put them in, the roots aren't keeping them bolted down, and they don't have strength yet. So I will put that brick there and leave that there probably for a good month. On all my towers. So, and just a little backstory on Vincas. They don't look like much now, but like I said, they will fill out this little bench tower here. And they also, what I love about them is that they deadhead themselves, and they are pest resistant. I have budworms here. There's aphids, spider mites. They never touch these, ever. And so I don't know what it is, but they're an awesome container filler plant. You know, you can fill a container and they'll just fill it right up and just bloom. And they'll bloom until frost. So usually I have these little guys until October, November, when we get our first frost, you know, or freeze. And I just love them. They're in their leaves are glossy and green. Their leaves, you know, like zinnias. I love zinnias. Zinnias will bloom until, you know, October, November as well. But their leaves, they'll start getting crisp and browning and things like that when it gets hot. But these little guys, they just stay green and lush and colorful, and they're bug resistant. And they come in light pink, this red color, crimson, white, a peach color. So, and each year I have different colors. Last year was kind of whites and pinks, and this year it's going to be red. So, and that's it. So that little tower is all tucked in, and I'm going to, I don't know if I had some more mulch left. I might have to go steal some from the garden. I think I'm going to go grab some real quick because I don't have much. And I like the mulch, bark mulch, because it does hold in the moisture in the this little tower here. So, you know, with our arid air here in New Mexico, things just dry out so quick. So having a layer of bark mulch down, it holds the moisture in. And then, like I said, then I put the stones on top of that to keep the birds out and to keep the wind from blowing my mulch and stuff. So let me go check, let me go get some mulch real quick. All right, and then I just kind of put that in between. And that's just going to be enough to hold in that moisture when I water. And keep those roots nice and happy, because that's what they need. Especially with our dry, arid, windy climate we have here in New Mexico. I've kind of, through the years, learned the hard way with things, and have found little things like this that work well. And everyone's like, how's your garden stay so nice, and in New Mexico, and kind of figure out stuff. Your main thing you want for your plants is you want them to have moisture, and you want to retain that moisture. So this is the best way to do it. And then, like I said, then we have critters. Little birds that like to come in and dig up the mulch and look for the bugs. So I'm like, okay, well, or the wind would blow my mulch away. So I'm like, okay, so what do I need to do? I need something that's going to keep the birds out and hold my mulch down. So I have these river rocks. They're just flat. They were here on the property in another spot in the front yard. And so instead of picking them up and throwing them away, I just use them. I repurpose. I like to repurpose a lot of things. And so that's what we've done here. And it works. So I've been doing this for several years now and have had much success. And I don't know if you all can hear the wildlife here. We have doves and Gambel's quail. I think that's how you say it. The males are doing their calls. They like to sit on the fence and hoot and holler, looking for the ladies. Pretty soon we'll have little quail babies. If you go through my TikTok gallery, you'll see I've posted some videos. I put them I listed like as garden friends, little garden friends. I have my lizards and the little quail babies and bunnies. Although I've attached chicken wire to the bottom of my fence going around the property to keep the rabbits out, because as much as I love the rabbits, they just mutilate my hollyhocks and they eat everything, which is too bad because I think they're adorable, but I just can't. I work too hard to try to get my stuff, so it blooms. And so anyway, won't see too many rabbits this year because I've kind of blocked them out, but the birdies are welcome, minus the little, like I said, the little curve-bill thrashers. They're okay as long as they don't destroy my mulch and stuff, which is why I'm putting the rocks in. So we all got to get along, right? We all got to get along in the garden, and they're welcome, the animals, as long as they just, behave themselves. They're welcome to be. I like providing a nice habitat for them and the pollinators, but they gotta treat my garden nicely. All right. So that one is done. So I can see that with the rocks in it, the mulch. Now I just got to give it some water, and these little babies will be all set. Now here is the end product. All nice and planted and ready to go. And one last view of our garden here before I end for today. Look at that cloud above the Sandias tonight. That's a massive cloud. It's almost like bigger than the mountains. Wowee. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and end the live for now. And thank you for joining. And if you'd like to visit my website, wildflowerartbycarrie.com, I have lots of things there. My artwork, my shadow boxes, framed artwork. The artwork is made with flowers and shrubs that are harvested and grown in my gardens and dried and pressed. And then I do have my photography for sale and canvas prints. I have some of it on canvas bags and puzzles, mugs. So you can take a look. It's wildflowerartbycarrie.com, and the link is in the bio. So you can click there. Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off so I can get the rest of these towers planted before it gets dark. And I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday evening and a lovely Memorial Day tomorrow if you're in the United States. Take care, and we'll talk later. Bye for now.